Journal reading for Dana using the starseed spirit deck here. Boundary mean they are spiritual fences. Clean your wound, that's the message. Also, your ego's doing part out again. Well, need to create a sacred space for yourself so that way you can work on your light. However, you also drawing healthy boundary around you. Perhaps you like to compromise. Perhaps you think you like to be nice to people. But that is just an image that you want to project, but that doesn't mean that you're being good or you're trying to attract certain attentions that you're not aware of. So this is just trying to tell you it is time that you need to draw some healthy boundaries. It is okay to say no wherever that you're trying to compromise. So the next thing is, you really need to clean the clutters. It's not just around you in your environments, but I feel like the clutter from your inside. Perhaps you're in some sort of false belief. Perhaps you're in some sort of influence that they do not serve your greatest good. And it is time to let them go. The last thing is the validations. Are you seeking validations to prove something? Trying too hard that it also makes you want to compromise yourself. Makes you want to shift your focus away from who you truly are. I feel like this is a journey to discover who you truly are, Dana. And there's something that you really need to let go, especially the external side of life. Is there anything else that I need to elaborate here for Dana? I'm glad to end it here. I hope this helped you, Dana. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. Journal reading for Ashley from Emotional Card deck here. Got 2 cards for you here. This one's called Set Abundance. Abundance is the possession of all the resources in life, knowing that you have all the power and support you need. When abundance appears, it reminds you that the universe always responds to your needs in various ways. So it's asking you not to judge wherever you're having, wherever you're losing. And there's a higher intention in that. So resources also come in many forms, not necessarily the materialistic things, right? You're getting like money, like clothing, like car, in that nature. But abundance also comes in emotional happiness, inner satisfactions, inner peace, harmony, and then whoever is coming into your life in relationship, and then you find, joyful moment from that as well. That are type of abundance that is not really in a materialistic things in that nature. So just be mindful of that as well. Anything else, Danny, elaborate on this one? And this is the last card here, wisdom. It's profound understanding and insight, allowing you to see the essence of things. When wisdom enters your life, it reminds you to listen to your inner voice and find your own truth. Wisdom is not about just getting through life experiences. It is really what are you going to do with those life experiences and turn them into positivity instead of dragging by their negativity to cause you attachment, to continue to cause you the burdens. Okay, so I think you need to dive deeper into what this wisdom is about in your life. I'm guiding in here. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. Journal waiting for Abby using Sassy Spirit deck here. First one I'm having, astrology isn't a personality disorder. Boundary on a mean, they are spiritual fences. And then I have this last one, your vibration is yelling, I will settle. Let me channel a little bit to see what the storyline here. Astrology, not necessarily astrology. It could mean psychic reading from tarot reader, from astrology, whichever that psychic tool that you are interested in. I think you're using it to, I feel like you're using it to get information. Perhaps you're trying to anticipate something about whatever in your life, for some reason, particularly in romance category. I feel like your guardian is saying that you need to draw a boundary from this type of tool. I feel like you're so sucked into that. It's not just interesting to you, and you're just also wishing through this tool. You want that to come true somehow, and you're hoping for this type of blessing through it as well. If it's come true, it's wonderful, it's great. So it's like it's become so believable to you, and you're having a hard time drawing boundary because of that. Because I like it, I prefer it. You see what I mean? That the statement I put it in for you to express your inner feeling about astrology, psychic reading, and so forth. So yeah, you're settling last because of this. It's hard for you to see beyond what life is about. I feel like you're stuck in that. So yeah, you're stuck in all of this. So you're not living your life. You're not taking control or take back your free will. You're giving away your free will by trying to know the future, trying to anticipating instead of living whatever life event has in store for you. I don't think the universe is making life event for you. I feel like you're the one who's gonna make life event for yourself. It doesn't matter if you decide to go out today or you decide not to go out today. Do you see? It is your own choice. That is your free will, whether you're gonna encounter life events or not, right? So I hope you see the point here. You cannot rely stuff like this, to tell you what your life's gonna be tomorrow. So I hope you see the point here. Do not settle last because you're stuck in this type of things. It's why not just free yourself from everything and just go explore life and cherish each moment of it without attaching to judgment, without attaching to negative feelings. So I hope you see the beautiful side of each life event that you're encountering, whether it's a past, now, and the future. So this is just one lifetime for you. Why not make the best out of it, Abby? I'm glad to end here. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. Journal reading for Tia. I'm using the Twin Flame Ascension deck here. This is affirming what kind of path you're on, Twin Flame. If you're not aware what the heck that is, it is about learning unconditional love in this lifetime. You're having soul contract. The first thing I'm picking up to your spiritual guardian with divine. It's not something that you can undo it, like it or not. Acknowledge it. Accept it. Embrace this path. You are a light being. You are also a love being. Why choose a dark path in this lifetime to continue it and not doing anything positive for your own self? This is about shifting your perceptions. It is about expanding your perspective on life in this lifetime. Are you acknowledging it? Are you taking your own responsibility as well? The type of emotion that you practice, the type of emotion that you continue to attach to. Can you discern the difference between your darkness and your light? I'm picking up you do get spiritual signs. Why do you dismiss them? You know your spirit guide is with you throughout this lifetime, sending you spiritual signs. It is not something you can just ignore that. Having this soul contract, you're not the only twin flame on this earth doing that. To ignite your own love, to ignite your own light, so you can heal yourself, so that way you don't have to continue to contributing your darkness in this society to impact the future generation of the human race. Are you aware of that, Tia? That's why there's nothing heavy about that. Only your negativity telling you, oh, that's too much, too heavy. I cannot handle this. And your guardian say that's garbage. Because you're using your own judgment, because you're using your own negativities. Perhaps you have immediate gratification, and that's all you cares about? Or are you not seeing the bigger picture of what's going on around you in this entire world? Why people are trapped in so much darkness, so much fear, so much violence, so much sufferings around this entire world? Is it really just about you, Tia? I have to tell you, no. Do you understand how you can affect in a negative way toward this generation and the next generation and the next generation after that? Because people refuse to do anything about their own darkness. They encourage that type of darkness on each other's. And that's what this dream frame journey is about. To learn your darkness so you can heal, to ignite this unconditional love is so needed to heal yourself. So that way you can stop being this contributor to impact this world in a negative way. And I'm going to move on to that, okay? Take your own responsibility again. Compassion, higher heart opening. Yeah, this is about accepting it, this path. This is about embracing it. But how are you doing that when your heart is closed? When your soul is not even connected from your consciousness because of your egoistic self get in the way all the time? Because of immediate gratification, because of I, it's like in front of everything. It's what is that? Because your focus is on the outside, but not on your inside. And I hope you see how the external world, your outer self, have so much influences on you. Influence the way you feel, influence the way you think, influence the way you behave, influence the decision that you make. How are they even serving your greatest good? How does it affect your soul? Do you feel sick emotionally? Do you have fear? Do you feel hate sometimes toward specific thing and individuals? Do you have like personal preferences to cause you to segregate yourself from other people's? I think you know that, Tia. deep down inside, even on the surface level, and you know that. What is that moving you out of? Out of true compassion, out of the true love. They trap you. The way you attach to things trap you to continue to trap yourself to those negativity until one day you'll wake up yourself to say, I need to open my heart. I need to open my soul to connect to the universal frequency. What is that? That is the universal love. That is the unconditional love that I'm talking about here. That you're supposed to heal yourself to ignite that type of love, that purest form of love. It has been from the universe before the human ways. Just the human soul forgot about it because they inherit so much darkness from their ancestors. So I hope that you see how your preference can warp your compassions for the livings. Livings is not just human ways, right? How about the living things on earth? All this mineral, all these plants, all these animals, we are all interrelated with them. We cannot live without them. And I think you know that if you go deeper and reflect on what I'm just saying here, how we all need each other's. Why we need oxygen, where oxygen coming from, where the water that we need is coming from, where the food that we need to eat every day coming from. How many of them we don't even cherish them anymore. Let that be destroyed. Let that it's okay. We pollute this world and just kill them. But how many of them even go deeper to understand how we're doing that with our own ways that we create to harm the true nature of this world? Where is your universal compassion in that? Is your compassion one-sided? Is your compassion isolated to specific individual because you have preference? That's why you're closing your heart. Perhaps you close your heart because your past experiences so unpleasant that cause you to think, oh, I don't like this anymore. I want to move away from this anymore. I need to protect myself from this so I don't have to experience this anymore again in the future. Do you see how you could close your heart because your compassion is no longer there? It's on the dark side. I'm going to end this for you here, Tia. I think I said enough for you to reflect on this and what you need to do now in the future to be on this twin flame journey. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Journal reading for Jackie here using the World's Oracle. 3 cards here. This is the healing. It's happening. Healing the mother line. Come to me. The last part here, but let me go to a guidebook to see what each one of them is interpreting for you. The first message here for you, you are not broken. It is safe to soften. Trust the process. Life is ever changing, no matter what you are going through, Jackie. But you do need to go back to see if you're attaching to any particular life events in a negative way. When you do it in a negative way to experience your life, that's going to create negative emotion for yourself, causing you to attach to a specific judgments. And that's how you use that to encourage the negativity again now in the future, even in your guardian saying, yeah, in the recent past, you're doing that as well. And that's not good for your own well-being when you're in those negativities. And I think you do know that, Jackie, when you're practicing negative emotions such as fear, worry, hurry as well. For some reason, hurry it's quite significant for you. It's hard for you to enjoy life when you're in a hurry. It's hard for you to see things clearly when you're in a hurry. So this is something for you to reflect on while you're in a hurry. Something else, right? Something underlying that hurry feelings, triggering that. You want to be in peace and you want to have some harmony in your life. Yeah, you just have to start learning to let that go, right? But you just have to assess what causing your hurry. It could be many, many reasons, many situations. And let me move on to the next one, healing the mother line. Hmm. Hmm. This society, this generations are complicated. Why? Technology evolvement, standards evolvement, normalization evolvement, and so forth and so forth. Like we're going through generation of mutation compared to the past generation. We're not anything like the past. That's why it's so complicated. The past are quite simple. Now it's just so complicated because there's so much varieties, so much needs, so much desires. We no longer live in a simple life anymore. And I think you can identify how complex your life can be when you are encouraging certain desires. Your guardians want you to reflect on those complexity, yet you put on yourself like an attachment that you're not willing to let them go. Yeah, it's all stuff from your personal desires. Anything else about this particular card? Because of this complexity, it also causes you to attach to negative emotions as well. So it kind of blinds you from seeing your own truth while you have certain darkness, while you're suffering in pain, in fear, in unhappiness. Why it is so hard to love yourself without conditioning. But let me move on to the last card. Come to me. Roses stand for love. Different type of love, different colors, stand for different type of love. We you don't have love is not just about romantic love. You have family love, friendship love, love for a stranger because we're all human ways, one ways. You can love other living species. That's not human ways. Could be animals. Could be plants. Plants are living species as well. So it's trying to tell you that love could be in so many different forms beyond the romantic type. How are you defining them? How are you labeling them? Is that love consistent, or you're using that love to attach to personal desires? to cause you not to love in a universal way. And that's why people define love so differently, because of their personal desire, having their own opinions about love. And that's what causing the conditioning. And that's why there's so much emotional baggages out there, including yourself, because this love is no longer in this universal form, or so-called the purest form of love, that the universe began it with this from the beginning, called the true nature, because personal desire defined that true nature into something else. So it kind of mutated. And your guardian is saying you're rejecting the universal love for yourself, because the way how you mutated the true form of love, you incorporate your own personal desires. So I hope you see how you are trapping your own self through the true form of love that you're rejecting. But this is something for you to reflect on, to see how you're conditioning love, not serving your greatest good, unable to align to the universal love, to create the true form of abundance, to be happy inside, Jackie. Happiness has to come from the inside first. If you keep using your unhappiness to go out and seek love outside to, to make yourself feel good, but still, when you're alone by yourself, you're still unhappy, because you lose that stimulation on the outside to make you happy. And that's why so many relationships don't work. I'm not even talking about the romantic type here. Any relationship don't work, because people are tend to rely on this stimulation to make them feel good. And they don't know how to love themselves properly anymore. So I hope you see the point of here, why desires. That's something you need to watch out for. It's time to reassess about your personal desire, how they are not serving your greatest good. I'm ending this journal reading here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian, and I will move forward to the question reading for you. So question readings, how does Will feel about Jackie? Is her question. I'm going to use the Nakolita Chicoli tell here. It's an interesting way of reading this. Okay, I'm getting the it's a sword. This is the Queen of Swords. Let me double check. I have difficulty with the way they put the visual on this. This is the Queen. Actually, the Queen of Swords here is not the King. The little crown can be deceiving the way they, just to double check. Yeah, it is the Queen of Swords. It's like a dessert. But the desserts come with some sort of underlying creepiness, spookiness, and you could interpret as fear as well. So it could be sweet feelings toward Jackie, but at the same time creepy. It's like, why am I having this sweet feeling for her, but at the same time there's an odd feeling toward her as well. So I'm feeling a conflict toward you. Perhaps it's the vibe that you're vibing, the energy, perhaps the language that you use, not singing with his language. That's what I'm sensing here for you. But it is likable at certain level, okay? But I'm not saying it's a strong like, because of this contradiction, okay, from this energy. So this is the This is card number 1. This is let me double check. This is classified as I don't want to misinterpret this. This is so non-traditional deck here. The Magician. Okay, the next one is the High Pieces. So, Magician transformations. And I'm seeing this girl having a mask here, right? She's holding on to a mask, hiding half of her face. And then I'm seeing a little bird trapped in this little cage here, and there's no gate out of that. Interesting, right? It's like trapped in a forever trapping in that. Perhaps hiding that desires, trapping into that desires, not showing the true self at all, or making the first step to make the change. Why is that? Is this Jackie talking about here or talking about Will? Both of you. Oh, both of you are like having this same vibe, like hiding behind the scene, not when you speak the truth, like a permanent things. But I'm seeing the bird trapped in a cage with no door. It's like waiting for something to be triggered. If you both are willing to, I'm not going to say willing, but if you both happen to have the right trigger, perhaps this bird will have freedom, will get out of the cage where you don't have to hide, or either one of you don't have to hide behind your own mask. And then you can actually speak the truth about something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Yeah, like the interactions, or how much interaction do you both have, or just, oh, we just run into each other at the hallway and we just peek at each other, look at each other, or something. Or maybe either one of you hearing conversations, talking to somebody else as well, so yeah. And then I feel like it's a 5 from the first card, that contradictions also. Yeah, so, oh, you guys do talk to each others. Okay. So not able to speak the truth because out of what? Out of fear, out of rejections. I'm not too sure which party have the other ones, but generally, so it's more like rejections. But somehow out of fear. I'm not too sure which party having more. Oh, it's more like real fear, but rejection come from both party. I'm not too sure why it might be. Perhaps based on what you're saying, younger and lower wing, maybe he has more self-conscious about that as well. That's why it's not when to show the true self. But I feel like precaution needs to be taken because of the first card. Maybe it's sweet, but also creepy at the same time, So, I mean, it's depend on the work environment as well, how it is impacting you both, right? If it's something more, want to move forward with something, right? More intimate, more serious, or yeah, in that regard. So I feel like there's cautions eventually, or if not now. So let me move on to the last card here. This is the what did I just say? High priestess. This high priestess is her entire dress is mapped in a wrapped in a like a mountain. This mountain has a little wall to climb all the way around to reach to the top of this crown here. So it's like the crown is like a reward, but it takes a lot to get there. Climbing the mountain. The mountain, I feel like there's obstacle in that. And I feel like, yeah, it's not easy, but it's still going to move up to that to reach for the crown. Perhaps there's some determinations. Perhaps there's desires continue, the same type of desires that want to reach for that, to see what it's like to get that reward. Perhaps that sweetness is growing into something more from the first card, even though, yeah, there might be a holding back. There might be contradiction, but still want to reach for that. So it's just a matter of when to be more open with each other, speaking the truth, to see how the other person respond or react to each other, to that the other part, right? I don't know who will be having the courage to do that, but I'm sensing determinations, want to see where it's going to take to regarding this relationship. That's what I'm sensing, but I'm not going to label it anything good or bad in here. But if nobody wants to move forward, like nothing's going to happen, right? It's going to stay where it is. The middle card, hiding behind a mask, not wanting to tell the truth, so so you both going to get stuck, right, with that same old thing, so it's up to whichever party decided to speak the truth, to take off the mask. So that's what I'm getting. But I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy world, but I'm sensing obstacle as well, right? With after taking off the mask and all that. But that's the sense of feeling about this relationship dynamic. And then, yeah, there's a fear. I don't know what is that fear. There might be some particular event that might happen that could trigger more fear. So I'm going to end it here for you. I hope this helped you, Jackie. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Journal reading for Sonya using the quantum oracles and the what's gossip. Put this. The healing light. You see the X-Spirit, what's in the guidebook here. You have the power to heal yourself. It is within you at your soul levels. And there's nowhere to seek this type of healing, but what's within you. Perhaps you're overthinking. That's what I'm hearing here. Using your brain is not going to help in this regard because your soul doesn't require your brain to process it. But you should be using your intuition to do that. I think that's the first message about perhaps you have misinterpretation about healing, darkness. And this is a wake-up call card here. You need to have a different level of spiritual awakening in order to bring about a clarity. Perhaps there are much misinterpretation on your part. And there's lack of awareness of that as well. Why? I don't know why this urgency. Because you're running out of destiny. destined cycling or destined opportunities. It's called life cycles. Life cycle, within life cycle, you have mini cycle as well, that makes up this huge life cycles. And I feel like you're not having that kind of awareness, how many cycles that you're going through. But you should able to catch all those old patterns that you're having. Are you having trigger over triggers of the same feelings? Are you aware of that? What is this? Don't ignore? Or is there any more message? I pick up something but not too clear. Perhaps you're trying to manifest something here that you need to quit manifesting. It is not about manifesting here. There is no such thing manifesting the way how the human society has taken it in a dark way. They use manifestation for their own personal gain. They don't understand that. You cannot use negativity to manifest. And they think that they're using positive desire or feeling to manifest when they don't even understand they're mixing their own negativity to do that. So therefore, there is no manifestations. Okay, that's the final conclusion about this, because this is the law of attraction. That's the nature of that. A lot of them don't even understand universal law. They don't even understand what is universal love. What is this about? That is just from the nature. You cannot dispute it. But then humans take it and start adding their own opinions to form a new type of thing within the nature. So therefore, they mutilate the nature. You know how people can use the natural plant and then extract something out of it to make a pill out of it? Like supplement, a sample. I'm not even talking about medicine. See, you see how human gets so creative about nature? Take it and change it to something else. It's no longer natural. It's no longer part of the nature. Same thing about manifestation as well. I think I said enough about this. Should I move on? No, there's more wake up call that you need to do, Sonya. You can have sudden clarity. I think you want clarity. You want the informations. That is your desire. But do you understand your motivation, why you want those informations? Through the spiritual realm or work that you're doing? That is your personal motivation. What does that have to do with the universe? What does that have to do with your greatest good? In other words, how is your frequency aligned to the universe frequency? The universe only come from this unconditional love, so-called universal love. But yet you're applying your personal feeling into that to tend this type of love. Are you aware you inherit so much darkness from your human ancestor? Are you aware of that? How much darkness? When one get it from another generation to the next generation, this is a very serious global inheritance out in this entire world. Why? There's so much hate. There's so much anger. There's so much violence and all of that. Abuse, discrimination, subjugation. They no longer see all humans like one human ways. Oh, I have to, you're not from my hood. You're not from my culture. You don't speak my language. All this negativity. People judge each other based out of that. Do you see what I mean? I think, yeah, you said you're aware of that. So you know. And you have that too. You have this inheritance. But you need to dive deeper on how you're doing it. Maybe you think, oh, I'm no longer doing that. I let that go. But do you understand you still have this underlying feeling that motivate you in some way? Releasing one specific negative emotion takes a lot. Takes a long time as well. It's not that simple. As simple as depression. Depression can come from multiple things, a group of things. fear, worry, anger, very specific life situation, very specific individuals, like the person having depression say, oh, I already move on with that. Why do I still need to go back to that specific life event so long ago, couple decades ago, because they don't understand their own feeling are still carrying from that original source that caused the depressions. And I hope you see my point here. And you are still being superficial about your insight, about your inner world, about all those multiple feelings that make up from the past. I'm just giving a way tiny little example of that from depression, okay? But there's a lot more complexity into that. Everyone has different story, but it is not this from this reading, okay? To really analyze what is your trauma. She has trauma, a few trauma. It's not just one. That's why I'm picking it up. Should I move on to the next one? Unbreakable. Nothing can break me when you should be breaking yourself. You need to crack yourself open. You're using one type of strength. You're using strength from negativities to encourage this type of strength. You need to let that strength go. It only costs you toughness. It costs you being independent. You need to crack open yourself, open to surrender 100%. So that way you don't judge. That way you don't continue to have attitude. This surrendering takes some time. She's at increased to 80%. You have like about 20 more something percent to go to break yourself open, to crack yourself open, to surrender at 100%. That is the confirmation from your spirit guide. I think you know that, your ego, because you're shifting your focus on the outside, because you want to survive. The survival costs you to protect yourself because you feel unsafe, because you feel harmed, because you feel rejection, and cause you to have fear, cause you not to be able to accept by the society or whoever the specific individuals. It's all tied to survivals. So you got that percentage to go to really crack yourself open, to really surrender to this spiritual journey at 100%. I hope you're not using negativity to crack yourself open. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone, and you know that. It's not that you don't. Is there any more about unbreakable? So stop being strong. You don't need to be strong. All you need is the condition, everything you have condition in your life. You don't have to feel strong. You don't have to feel the strength. All you need to have faith to know that your spirit guide is there to show you signs. Learn to decipher them correctly. Don't use it for personal gain. Don't do it for, I need informations, causing gratifications, causing you to increase desires. Desires, you don't need to have desire to be on the spiritual journey to heal yourself. You already know that you need to heal yourself. That is your life purpose, okay? There's no need to define how, when, or what that is. When that is coming to you at defined timing and you know that it's time for you to do it. You don't need a question anymore. Dive right in within you to sense what that is, using your intuitive ability at the soul levels, not your mind. Please don't use your mind to analyze. It's not going to help you. Your brain is like from your ego. Shift big focus on the outside, seeking information on the outside, and then comparison is another culprit. It's another culprit. You have too much comparison, too much information. Sure, you're not the only one on spiritual journey. There are plenty of light worker out there, twin flames, star seeds. They're all moving toward two soul healings to ignite their unconditional love. Doesn't matter what that is. And all they need to know they're on spiritual journey. They understand there's a darkness. I'm here to heal myself, so I don't have to continue the contribution of my darkness to create more darkness for other peoples. That's all you need to know. That's the biggest top level of understanding of why you're on this path. Anything else about this unbreakables? Super cold. This is the last card. Deception. Words you say can be deceptive because words kind of like a comfort zone to you. I'm doing it. I'm getting it. I understand it. But when it comes to the deeper level of that, it's totally something else. That's what I'm getting from your spirit guide. That is another misinterpretation, Sonya. You just said you're healing through chakra meditation. That is not healing. That's what exactly this cold card is trying to tell you. You're still using external methods to do healing and stop going within yourself to heal. Meditation, it's not for healings. That is the culprit of this society. That's what is your guardian is trying to say. Wake up call, healing light, all this card. You think you're cracking yourself open. You think you're surrendering. Your spirit guide is trying to tell you something and you still cannot decipher the meaning of that. Why? Deceptions. Words are deceptions. Your words are just basically garbage. Your spirit guide want me to use the word garbage. Doesn't matter what you put on this comment here, they're all garbage. You're sugarcoating things. You are using judgment. You're using information from the outside to think that, oh, just do that. And that's called healing. That is not healing. You still have 20% to go to crack yourself open to 100% surrendering this spiritual journey. Then you can start to decipher. Then you can start listening to the universe. Then you can start understanding what is this higher self connection is about. Right now, all this stuff, that information that you have cluttering your minds, that needs to let go, including chakra meditations. You shouldn't be do you want me to say stop, pause your chakra meditation. You need to do your inner work. Stop sugarcoating yourself. Stop being deceptive with the words. Stop using words. Talking to somebody, reading something. They're not going to help you. They only cause you to shift focus on the outside of you. Inside of you require none of that. All you do, you go about with light, you encounter life event and you get triggered. Even right now, you're getting triggered. Oh, I'm doing all wrong. Do you feel that feelings? Do you feel that feelings? Let me give you a moment to send that. Sense what that feeling is, and you can type it in here and see if you're getting it right. And I will confirm it with your spirit guide. Do you feel what that is when you get the message about, oh, chakra meditation, it's not healings. What was your feeling, Sonya? Can you decipher that? I'm here to help you to do your inner work so you can understand it. So you don't even know what is your emotion. What was your feeling whiles ago when you say, oh, when I said chakra meditation is not for healing and you're using it for healing? You cannot decipher that feeling? How were you feeling at that moment? That is part of the inner work, Sonya. See, that's your problem. You're using words. All your words are deceptions. All your words are garbage. You're not feeling your own emotion to heal. That's why you haven't been healing. Can I tell her what that feeling is? Embarrassment, worry, fear, anything else. What is that HA? She's manifesting it again. Manifestation again, personal desire, your feelings being triggered, causing you turmoil, inner turmoil. So you rely on chakra meditation to calm you down, to release something, temporarily release it. You're making your soul to immune those negative energy through your desires, through your feelings. And I already mentioned those mixture. Why is it so complicated? You got multiple feeling all at one time. Triggering. Do you see how this particular reading being here can trigger your emotions? I'm giving you some truth information about you. And that is your culprit. So stop talking and stop sensing your emotion. If you don't even understand what emotions, I think you need a lot of heals, Sonya. You need to stop using your brain, okay? Your brain is not going to help you. Getting information is not going to help you. Nobody can help you feeling your own emotions. Yeah, stop analyzing. Intuition, it's a soul language. It does not require your brain, your human brain, to analyze anything. The more you analyze, the more you put things into words, your feelings not going to come through. You're suppressing all your feelings. And that's why you have to rely on chakra meditation to feel good. You're diverting yourself from inner work. You're diverting yourself, delaying yourself from healing. No negative emotion are permanent, but you choose to. Your mind choose to. Choose the wrong methods. Not that I'm not saying you don't want to heal, but you have total misinterpretation about the spiritual journey. Is there any more? So you need to be patient and observe spiritual sign. Spiritual sign doesn't mean you have to see it on the outside. Sometimes this guts feeling within you, when you have that, just silence your mind and guide within and sense what that is. And most importantly, when you encounter life events, just like this being here during the psychic readings, you're being triggered by your emotions. Do the feeling rise away? What is that feeling you're feeling? Don't talk about it. Just go right in and feel it. And tell yourself, oh, I'm feeling fear. Oh, I'm feeling worry. I'm feeling embarrassed. Say it out loud. That emotional word that you need. Not analyzing through statement, not about life situation anymore. Say out loud, what is that feeling? And then ask your spirit guide, am I getting it right? Show me a sign if I'm getting my emotion correct. And this is just not even the beginning for you. This is just saying that shift your focus on the outside to your inside. It's going to take some practice for you, Sonya. So your guide said pause all your chakra meditations. You need to question your personal desire. You shouldn't have desire like you shouldn't have personal desire. All you need to understand your goal is to heal your negative emotion, and that's it. For now, okay? Is there anything else that I need to add? Good luck. Your spirit guide's telling you. And don't let judgment, ego, fear hold you back. And I know you have determination, Sonya, for some reason. I know you have the courage. But I think you start to breaking down yourself, which is not a bad thing. Give yourself credit, okay? You got 80% of surrendering. You just need 20% more of that. It's just a little effort every day goes a long way. I'm ending here. May you find life in your spiritual guardian. How does Saki feel about Vanessa? I'm glad to use soulmate manifestation here. Destiny. Trust that the universe will guide you both toward each other, weaving a tapestry of chance meeting and shared experiences that will lead you both to the destined connections. So you both are destined. This is a special relationship, so-called, I'm picking up karmic relationship, where I have worked hard on becoming the best version of myself. I'm ready for a healthy relationship with my soulmate. So, is it from Saki? Toward that's how he feel about it. He's been working his best version of himself. He's been doing personal growth to have a healthy relationship. Do you want me to change the soulmate word? What is this? Twin flame? Is she allowed to know? Okay, they're not the twin flame? Are they soulmate? You guys are karmic relationship. That's all I'm getting. That is not your twin flame. Ego. Will your ego allow space for us to have an ego partnership? He think you have ego problems. Effortless. The universe supports our union and our love will happen effortlessly. So this is saying that the universe saying that you guys are meant to be in this relationship. But then if you using negativity to go against it, nothing's gonna happen, Vanessa. How are you practicing your negativities? You need to watch out for that. Like your guardian said, attitude. You need to watch out for your attitude toward him. Gratitude. I'm open to receiving and giving love with joy and gratitude. I welcome you into my life. People always say it's not them, but in fact it is. I feel like you guys are reflecting on each other's your own darkness. It's showing through him. It's really you need to reflect on, and he needs to reflect on as well as something else, but not exactly what I just said. People tend to deny it. Oh, I don't feel like I'm the one feeling. It's tricky, right? Feeling blind you from the truth, Vanessa. Gratitude. But I'm just also looking from his perspective toward you as well, I'm open to receiving and giving love with joy and gratitude. I welcome you into my life. I feel like you both need to have gratitude. This gratitude is missing. You guys are not cherishing the moments being together. Instead of letting the best letting the best get of you both. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Why am I stuck with this statement here? What is like the best get of you? That's what I'm trying to say. So you need to cherish, be thankful that you guys have come together because of the universe have put you both together to have this destiny. Not everyone gets to have this destiny. Believe it or not, our billions of people, you and him, are destined to meet, to have a relationship. Why not cherish it with gratitude? I'm worthy. Our love will be the greatest love you will ever know. Do you have doubt about your worthiness to receive this love? I think like he's feeling toward you like do you not feel like this is worth it to move forward with this relationship? With love, that's all it takes. Why not let unconditional love guide you both back together? Is it really that hard to open up yourself, to face the truth? Or do you still try to get even? I think you just need to be honest about it, whatever that is. But let's not encourage negativity toward each other. If you really love each other, be open and have a discussion with maturity. But if there is no mutual feelings, if you both feel like it's never gonna work out, but before you do that, are you conditioning love? Okay, if you're conditioning love out of expectation, some sort of norm about what ideal love is to you or to him, no relationship ever is going to work when it comes conditioning love. This is about unconditional love. This is like if you're doing conditioning love, you're going against the frequency of pure love from the universe, and that's not gonna work out. It's only encourage more negativity toward each other, like being angry, being upset, being in pain, being hurt, and then tears. I'm picking up tears. Somebody is crying in this relationship. I don't know which side is doing that. That's painful. That is sad. It never gonna meant if really love, if you both still have love for each other. You shouldn't let your own darkness get in the way of it. Toxic. Would you want to expose your perfect soulmate to the person that you are today? Are you the person that I deserve to be with? That's how toxic relationship comes about. People don't want to take their own responsibility, the thing they say, the feeling they project on the other person. This is a negative feeling. I'm pretty sure you both can identify what are the negative emotions. Fear, worry, like trade off, trading something for something else. That is conditioning. That is not love. I want this. I expect you to do this. That is not love. Love should be gentle. Love should be understanding. Love should be kind. Love should be patient. Do you both have enough patience for each other? If you want, really talk it out. Let's put the purpose of the next meeting, the next conversation, what it's going to be about. But let's not be toxic toward each other anymore. Is there any more Vanessa need to know? He desire more in intimacy. The male side usually express love in a physical way, but on the female side, like to express love in an emotional way. And that could be triggered by specific thing that you do for each others. So yeah, male and female don't speak the same language. So one from Venus, the other one from Mars. You might heard that a lot, right? But it's about if you both love each other enough and you can do all those positive things that I mentioned about what, true love should be about, then you guys can work things out. Even people in different culture, different family background, they can still work it out, but they don't force their idea on somebody else. I want you to be like me. And that's going to be a major problems in any relationship, okay? Just be mindful about giving enough freedom for the individual to grow on their own. So that way it does not feel like a clengy feeling like, oh, I'm codependent on you in order to be myself. Without that, I'm just like nobody. It's not gonna work out this way, right? Codependency on relationship, it's not good. It's trigger heaviness on the other counterpart. And I'm gonna end it here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian in this. Journal reading for Vanessa from Good Tale here. Let me go to the guidebook. There's a full card and 8 of air. This full card enthusiasm, that's the key word here. Let me with this affirmation statement here. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even seem impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I feel like your guardians want you to open your heart and soul to have more emotional and spiritual aspect of life instead of stuck in your physical and your mental aspect, your mind aspect of life. Okay, so that way you can be more integrating all aspect of your life together to understand that you don't need to be so driven by the physical form of life. Like everything has to be from life situations, how to sustain your body, how to sustain your image, how to interact with people, what kind of resources are you trying to obtain in the society from people at home and so forth. I hope you understand the point of why it wants you to have a spiritual being. Having a spiritual experience to live this lifetime, but not having just the life situation experience. So I hope that makes sense. So you just have to take a leap of faith in this. But let me move on to the 8 of air. This is a statement here. Meaningful coincidences and forces beyond my human control are operating in my life now for the highest good. Things are happening now with great velocity. I can expect quick results that will lead me forward with excellent information. Let me channel a little bit to see the intention of this. Working with the universe. I think this is the affirmation card. Previously, from the previous reading, there's like, don't use negative feelings to interact because it's going against the universal love. It's not like coming from love. It's coming from your fear base of living. So if you can work toward this love base of living, Vanessa, and that's where you're gonna realign your energy with the universe, and then things will start coming through you, in an abundant way. The source of love is the infinite light that I'm talking about here. So so you don't need to control your everything in your life. There are a lot of things beyond your control. So why not dive within to focus on yourself, to see what kind of negativity that you need to release, so that way you can ignite this unconditional love, living a life without conditioning, another word. And that really is serving your greatest good, so that way things can start happening for you, Vanessa, in a positive way, not the way you perceive to be so negative about those life situations. And even information will start coming to you by, I feel like you're getting spiritual signs, but then you dismiss some of them. You need to dive deeper into opening up yourself to connect with your higher self, to your soul, because you are a spiritual being. You're not born to just have a physical body. And I hope you understand you do have past life. That's why you and him, your ex-boyfriend, having this karmic relationship for a reason, something to do with the past life that you're having with him. But that's okay. But I think you need to work on the attitude, the mindset, okay? Whatever you're experiencing in life is something for you to learn, to grow personally. There's some soul lesson that you need to learn, okay? So that way you can start letting go your negativities. So you don't have to keep holding on to past experience, keep triggering that. Because you're using your past experience like, oh, this happened to me. In the future, I'm going to choose something else, choose something better. That's not like my past, what I have experienced. I'm pleasantly in the past. Do you see how you use your past to perceive in a negative way, so that way you can avoid that in the future? That's that you're using negativity to reinforce it in your life. That's why you're creating negative energy. That's why you don't align to the universal love, for this reason. So you have to let go judgment, whatever happened to you in your past. You should go back and reflect on that to see what you need to release to help yourself. If you're lost in this, the releasing part, always like unconditional love guide you back home, including true compassion and total forgiveness. For some reason, you're trying to move on from specific individual but have not totally forgiven that person. Perhaps you're holding on grudge. Perhaps I don't like this person. If I encounter this person, I don't want to talk to this person anymore. I will have this some sort of a negative feeling toward that individuals, like a contempt, holding a contempt on the individual, something like that. That is something you need to go dive in and be honest with yourself. Are you still holding on to a grudge? Is there anything else allowed here? I'm glad to end it here. May you find light from your spiritual guardians. I'm not able to answer question. If you have specific question, then feel free to get a question reading. Journal reading for Amanda using the deck inside deck for you. First one. Collapse. Something it's collapsing, like a tower card that I'm seeing in tarot. It's like it's not holding this foundation anymore. The foundation that you have been built all this lifetime is not working. It's not working out for you. It's too heavy. It's too painful. Like running on this treadmill every day, like a routine thing. Like this, keep doing the same pattern over and over again. It's hurting you. You're hurting yourself. It's not only the outside, but the inside as well. I feel like you need to wake up from this anxiety or just too much coffee, restlessness, having hard time sleeping. Hmm. Wake up with sweat sometime, a few time, because of some sort of nightmare. Was she aware of what kind of nightmare that was? Too vague. But there's a sense of fear when you woke up, and there's a great nervousness when you woke up and you were sweating. I'm not sure how much sweat might be. Maybe you might feeling the heat, or maybe the feelings taking over that you didn't aware of what's going on with your body sweating as well. That's what I'm getting. It's like that feeling that you were having is so intense, so kind of make you wondering what happened a few times in your lifetime. Yes, it is anxiety that I'm getting here. But I feel like because I have to do the first card, repeating too much of the same old stuff, it's too outdated it, and you keep hurting yourself, you keep suppressing them. So therefore it trigger this type of anxiety. It's just too much for you. Don't look at me, avoiding eye contact like a pro. Hmm. Shame. For some reason she feel ashamed of herself. The image part. Hmm. Is it really the physical image or it's just the emotional side? It's emotionally infected on your soul. Why is she feeling ashamed? Some sort of negative reinforcement by people, Pacific individual. It started by Pacific individuals telling you indirectly or directly that you're not good enough. Cause you to make you feel like a failure, like you did something bad. So you kind of get the idea of feeling shaming yourself in a way because of that. Perhaps there's some disapprovals, like some authority figures that you look up to when you're young, like disapproval of your behavior, the thing that you say, the way you present yourself in regard to the image. And that's what I'm getting. So it makes you feel shameful, like inadequate. It lower your self-esteem, not to love yourself. And this is very deep, like a childhood trauma or something. It's not that simple, Amanda. I'm reading your entire lifetime here. All these accumulations. I hope you realize it's not as simple as just one particular relationship. It's not gonna able to help you see a bigger picture of what's happening to you. So you need to dive deeper, Amanda. It's I think you're stuck in your old pattern. You that's what if you have to face that, it causes discomfort. It's hard for you, like you're running away or something, unable to catch the pattern that you keep enforcing on yourself. Doesn't matter how uncomfortable that is, how painful that is. You have to look deep down inside of you and be honest with yourself. Your guardians say don't deny that those negative feelings that you're having anymore. Otherwise, it's going to continue the first two cards that I mentioned. Being too much again. Shame again. I don't know. Do you like talk down on yourself or something, Amanda? Like, do you feel inadequate? Insecure? Insecurity? And I'm very sorry they pass away. Or they pass away or they reject you. Some pass away. Some rejected. Oh, they pass away. I'm really sorry about that, Amanda. But word for that is this a rejection? She rejected herself. I'm not too sure what's happening in your past, but as I said, something happened in your childhood that you have that trauma earlier. But I don't know why the shame card again happening is so strong. Like you're doing it to yourself, like you're talking down on yourself a lot. Your spiritual guardian is telling me. Is she verbally doing that, or she thinks her mindset the way she think, or she's saying those stuff on top of her head? On top of her head, the way she think, not necessarily saying those words to herself. Your mindset think negative about yourself. It's not like the word that you expect, like talking on top of your head, not like that way. That is one scenario. Is there another scenario that she actually used negative words to express about herself and other people's? Is there another way? No, those are the two scenarios that your guardians are telling me here. It's come from shame, being shameful. It's also come from rejections, someone rejecting her. She's manifesting it. Amanda, you're manifesting this reading. I need you to stop manifesting. That's why I'm not making out the correct information here. Can I shut down the portal with her? I don't want to connect this if she keep manifesting. Deactivate from her energies. Let me do it for my spirit guide. Is there anything I need to express here for her being too much again? Over expressions, rejection, shame, none of the above. You have too much emotion stuck in you. Amanda, never healed. You never healed it, and you don't have understanding about healing your emotions. And that's where you're stuck, Amanda, with running on this treadmill over and over, not understanding how you're hurting yourself, why you're having anxiety, why you're having a few nightmares. And related to shame from your childhood. But I don't know why I'm pulling this fourth card. It's not allowing me to read it because you're blocking me from reading this fourth card for you. So I disconnected. My spirit guide, no, I cannot do anything for you. for me to help you with this. So I cannot do anything for you with this fourth card. I'm not sure what's going on, being too much again. It's like a emphasizing from this dark card, shameful, this not wanting to get out of your comfort zones, even though you're not comfortable, you know you have problems, but then you cannot get out of that comfort zone because of this repeating old patterns causing you the anxiety. And I can tell you it's tied to your trauma. But this journal reading, it's not gonna help you. There's a limitation. If you really want me to dive deeper, you need a different type of readings. But I'm gonna end it here for you, Amanda. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. Journal reading for Beverly, Angel Whisper, and the Good Tarot. Let me go through this little angel deck here. Be open to receiving. You do deserve to receive. Crack yourself open so you can really open your heart and soul. If you don't, you're going to stuck with your own judgment, and it's hard for you to open to all possibilities, right? You are in control of your own destiny. Don't ever give up on your free will or trying to compromise. Compromising is giving up your free will. You are full of love. Now share it with another. I hope your love is coming from unconditional love. And that's how you really light up your, that beautiful energy from your soul. And it is contagious. That's what this card is trying to say. You don't have to do anything. If you speak the language of love, it shows in your every single word how you communicate with people. It's natural. Your garden is a healing place. Seek with refuge there to heal your soul. This garden is about your inner world, your higher self. Your soul has this soul blueprints. It's already have the sea of light in you. It's waiting for you to ignite that even further. I feel like you have been going through the path of healing in this lifetime. Is she aware of that? Not directly. Perhaps you feel something different about you. Perhaps happier. That's what I'm getting. It's a sign of healing, but you need to continue even further. You need to continue further to ignite this light. She doesn't know directly, but indirectly. I feel like you're not, but you are happier than before, Beverly. That's what I'm getting. But it's asking you to go deeper within you to continue this healing. Don't just stop there, like not moving forward with this to heal your soul. This is the last card, Page of Air. Where's the page? I don't put thing in order here. Okay, Page of Air, Pacific Message. All of them. Okay, this is like affirmation statement here, but let me just read them first, okay? This calls for greater investigation as you are only scratched at the surface. You don't really know. That is interesting. If you explore this way of thinking, what can you learn? So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different statements here. And I feel like you need to move toward whatever the statement are saying here. You need to have introspections about yourself because you only touch the surface. but there's so much about your inner world that you still don't know about. Yeah, you don't really know. That's what the second statement's already affirmed it for you. Are you being curious about yourself? Are you really open up yourself to further up to receive, like the first card that I mentioned from the angel whisperer? So you need to be more curious about yourself, like to bring out your inner child. Or are you just only focused on your outside and be curious what's around you? That's not focusing on yourself. You're focusing on the material side of living. I'm not saying you're materialistic. I'm just saying things outside of you is all materialism in a physical form of life. What about your soul? Have you focused on that? You cannot touch your soul. You cannot see your soul, but certainly you can sense it, right? If you explore this way of thinking, what can you learn? What is this the way of thinking, the way she's been thinking about things? Can you really learn about things through thinking about it? Can you really learn about your inside through thinking about it? I think is a trigger question for you that you really need to understand the way how you process information, how you process your life, how do you process Beverly. Most importantly, I don't think it's about processing other people. I don't think it's about processing about your life situation. How does Beverly actually processing things in her life? Doesn't matter which timeline. I'm talking about your entire life journey. It is worth reflecting back on from the beginning since the day you're born here. There's something that you're missing about the patterns, how you use judgment, how you use past experiences, how you use information. Are any of those things the truth? Or you just use the word or the piece of it to think that it's the truth, but not the whole truth. And I'm glad to end it here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian, and I hope this reading helped you.